Hi, my name is Karthik. I am a web developer and the founder of Wpalgoridm.com. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to build a WordPress website from the scratch. This tutorial is completely for beginners. So if you have no idea or no experience in building websites, this tutorial is for you. So we are going to build this website. You can see the header, and when I hover over each of the menu element, you can see their animation. When I hover over the button, you see the animation. This is the beautiful home page that has several elements, and this is the footer, and this is the blog page. When I click on it, you can see the posts in it, and when I click on any of the posts, this is the beautiful single post design. And when I click on About Us page, you can see the beautiful colors, the playful fonts and all that. Click on Contact Us page and you can see the beautiful animation, the contact form along with the Recaptcha which prevents spam. I'm going to show you how to build each and everything that you see right now, step by step. Keep watching. You need to understand three most important things before jumping into the tutorial. The first one is domain. Domain is basically the address of your website. Mine is wpalgoridm.com. Google.com is another domain. I'll show you how to pick a domain from Namecheap because domains on Namecheap are cheap, affordable, and basically they come with free privacy protection. The second thing is hosting. Hosting is basically where your website sits on the internet. And we're going to pick DigitalOcean because DigitalOcean is fast, it's scalable, it has one of the best uptimes, one of the best hosting solutions for WordPress. Links to everything will be in the description. Feel free to check out the description before jumping into the tutorial. And the third thing is the platform that we build our website on. And the platform is going to be WordPress because WordPress powers 40% of internet, and we'll build our website so that we'll have the power, the flexibility and the freedom to create any website that we dream of. Now with that being said, you're in for a treat. Follow the tutorial step by step and you'll be able to build an amazing WordPress website. So let's start with step number 1, which is to get a domain. Click on the first link in the description and you'll be taken to this website, which is Namecheap. And once you're in this website, create a free account, sign up and then sign in. Once you're signed in, click on the search bar either here or you can click on the search bar either here. I'll search for a domain. Like I said, domain is basically the extension. Just type the keyword. You don't even have to type .com, .org or anything. Just type the keyword and just click on search. And that will take you to all the available domains. No other domain with this extension. It will show you other domains, extensions such as DigitalAlgorithm.net, DigitalAlgorithm.ai, .org and so on. All you need to do to get the domain is just click on add to cart on the particular extension. I'm looking for .com extension, so I'll just click on add to cart. For that, you can also add other domain extensions to your cart, but I think digitalalgorithm.com itself is enough. So I'll just click on add to cart and it shows me a checkout option. I'll just click on checkout and there'll be something called domain privacy. Just enable that and also auto renew that. And you can register this domain for 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, up to 10 years. I'll just register this domain for 1 year, right? I'll also check this auto renew. If it's off, just check this on. The same thing with domain privacy. These are the two things that you need. And once you enter both that, just click on confirm order and enter your credit card details and you'll be making that purchase. And once you purchase that using your credit card information, every 1 year, 2 years, it'll auto renew unless and until you turned it off. You can simply click on account and click on dashboard, click on domain list, and here you'll find all the domains that you have purchased on Namecheap.com. You can see this is active and auto renew is active as well. So this is how it should look like by the end of step 1. Now with this done, you can simply click on manage on this newly purchased domain, whatever it is. Mine is digitalalgorithm.com. You'll pick your own and click on manage and keep this tab open and move on to step number 2. Now with step 1 out of the way, move on to step number 2, which is to get our hosting. Right click on second link in the description and open it in a new tab, and you'll be taken to this website called DigitalOcean. Sign up for free, provide your credit card information and government ID, and then you'll be allowed to create your first project. Once you provide them that and once the verification is done, you will find something called projects on the left side of your dashboard. I'll just click on new project. You can give it any name. It's better to name it after your website. And it's DigitalOcean, which is the name of the domain that I just purchased. And description, it's totally optional, but you can enter it. Project is basically a way to organize all your resources. You can select website or blog and you can simply click on create project. Now you'll get this screen, and we'll just click on skip for now because we can configure that later in a while. Now you'll see this big blue button called get started with a droplet. Just click on that, and by default distributions Ubuntu is selected. Click on marketplace, and you can see that there's something called WordPress 5.8. Maybe when you watch this video, it's maybe 5.9, 6 or anything. And when you click on details, it's basically an application, or it should be a marketplace application by the folks behind DigitalOcean itself. So you can click on app detail page, and that will take you to the app detail page, and you can see that this is by the folks behind DigitalOcean itself. So this is what you're trying to install. So make sure that it's that, and with that selected, I'll scroll down, and even the basic CPU in DigitalOcean is quite powerful, and under CPU, and you can also change it at any time. You can change it to general purpose, CPU optimized, memory optimized, storage optimized, and so on, and you get different kinds of things for your server. So as you can see, the basic plan gives us 1 gig, 1 Intel CPU, 25 gigs of SSD, and 1000 GB transfer limit. So these are typical specs, and this is more than enough for any typical website. Instead of Intel, you can also go with AMD. Even they're pretty good at performance, so you can pick either of them. You cannot go wrong with any of them. I'll just pick AMD, not a problem. And the basic one, I'll just click on this basic droplet, and you can scale your website as your traffic grows, so this is not a problem. So I'll just click on the basic option. You can also select the basic option. For now, you have to pick a data center. Data center is basically where your computer rests or your server rests, and you should pick a data center which is near to your audience. So let's say you're a business in India, you should pick something like Bangalore. Let's say you're a business or a website catering mainly to US audience, you should pick any of these servers in New York or San Francisco. But since I'm in India, I can simply pick Bangalore, assuming that most of my traffic comes from Bangalore. It doesn't matter, it'll still be fast and accessible to everyone across the world. But again, primarily it'll be even faster for people in Bangalore. So I'll just pick Bangalore. You can pick any of the locations that you want, right? Just click on that and that will be selected. And now we have something called authentication. You can pick SSH keys or password. To make it simple, we'll just pick password. Just type in your password as you normally would, right? Just enter your password and save it on your notepad or anything. Now I'll enter my password, scroll down, and I'll just call this WordPress DigitalOcean, right? You can call it anything, it doesn't matter what is the name of your droplet. One droplet is enough. You can give it any tag for easier identification, or you can leave it blank. And of course, this should be assigned to DigitalOcean project itself, this whole droplet, right? You can also change it in case you want to assign it to a different project, but I'll leave it as is. You can also enable or disable backups, but for now, I'll just leave it. We'll discuss that later. I'll just click on create droplet, and that'll create our droplet. It'll take a while, just give it some time, and once it's done, we can proceed with the next step. So once a droplet is created, you can actually see it from here, and when you hover over it, it will show the location. BLR stands for Bangalore, 1 gig of RAM, and 25 gigs of storage. You can expand this, right? When you click on this 3 dots button next to your droplet, you can see that there's a resize droplet option, and when you click on it, you can basically change it to any of the droplets that you want, right? But I'll just move on with this droplet itself. I'll not change it resize, but in case in future if you want to resize it, that's how you do it, right? Quite simple. Anyway, let's move on to step number 3, which is to connect our domain and hosting. So basically we have our hosting on DigitalOcean, right? In this project we created a droplet for our website, and our domain, which is basically the address of our website, DigitalAlgorithm.com, is on a website called Namecheap. Well, we need to connect both of these so that DigitalOcean can proceed with the installation of our website. And to do that, we need to change something called Nameservers. Now back to our domain. I asked you to keep this tab open, right? So once you click on Manage Domain, right, you can go to your domain list, and on your domain you can click on Manage, and you'll have this interface. Now under Nameservers, you need to change these nameservers from Namecheap Basic DNS to Custom DNS. Now it will ask you to put nameservers. Click on Add Nameserver. Basically we need to paste 3 things, and those 3 things are these, which is ns1.digitalocean.com. Again, these will be in the description, don't worry, just copy and paste them. Nameserver 1, it's ns1. I'll paste this twice and change this to 2, and I'll change this to 3, and you just need to click on this check option. And once you enter the name servers like this and click on the checkbox, it'll say that it'll usually take 48 hours to complete the propagation, but usually it gets completed within 15 minutes or so. So you need to wait until the propagation is completed. And how do you know if the propagation is completed? Well, it's quite simple. Now keep the Namecheap tab open. Although you can close it, you can always log in back to it and adjust the things. Now back to our DigitalOcean. In here, click on the 3 ellipses button right next to your droplet that we just created, and there's something called Add a Domain. Just click on that, and it automatically picks the domain for us, which is digitalalgorithm.com. Just simply click on Add Domain. If it didn't pick digitalalgorithm.com, you enter it manually. And just like that, we see 4 records. Basically, these are the ones that we've added in Namecheap, but you can see that now they're propagated till here, right? Which is really awesome. And you can see there's another record called digitalalgorithm.com that points to this IP address, which is the IP address of the droplet. Well, it's the server or droplet, whatever you call it. Now click on the A tab itself, and under hostname, just type www, and below you can see that it's actually typing or taking www.digitalalgorithm.com. It will take your domain for you, and from here you just need to click and select the droplet that we created for this website. So I just picked that droplet, right? And you can leave the TTL as is and click on create record. Now this may seem a little bit hard, but it's super fun and it's super simple. All you need to do is to click on www and select the droplet and click create record. Now you can see that there are 5 records. These 3 records were added when we changed name servers in the Namecheap dashboard, and these 2 we just added them right now. And you can see that digitalalgorithm.com and www.digitalalgorithm.com, both of them point to the same droplet, meaning both are essentially the same. So no matter what user types, he'll land on the same website, which is what we really want, right? Now this is step number 3. Now you need to move on to step number 4, which is essentially to perform a check. Now open private browsing window on any of your browsers. I've opened Firefox, and you see these records, right? Hover over this IP address of the droplet, click on copy and paste that in the address bar of your browser, hit enter. You'll see something like this. So that's great. Now add a new tab. Again, Now this time copy the www.yourwebsite.com and paste the same thing, and you must see the same splash screen. Now repeat the same for DigitalOcean.com, which is this record, not the www. Hover over it, click on copy and just paste it, and you must see the same splash screen. Essentially, if you're seeing the same splash screen for all three of them, it means you're good to go. Proceed to step 5. If this doesn't happen, if you don't see the same splash screen for three of them, wait for some time, maybe 20 minutes or so. Usually it wouldn't take that much time, but if it doesn't happen, just wait for a little longer and proceed to step 5 once this check is run. Now click on the project on the left side of your screen, and you can see that I now have a droplet under it and also domain with few name server records, and that's great. Now hover over the droplet, click on the ellipsis button, click on Access Console. Now basically you can also use your Mac's terminal if you have a Mac, or Windows or Linux or anything. If you have a console, you can launch it, or you can simply click on the console of this and you can see that it asks us to log in as a root. Just click on launch droplet console, give it some time, it will connect, and once it's connected you need to type a command, right? It says now it's connected. It's asking us to basically pick a domain name or subdomain name. Well, our website's domain name, just type it exactly the way it is with .com or whatever extension that you've picked. Cross check it and click on enter. Enter your email address which will be used, right? I'll just pick any email address, and this email address is important for renewals and stuff like that. So I'll just click on email address and hit enter. It will ask you to pick a username. I'll pick admin for this, but you pick a complex username such as WP hyphen, if your name is Raj 3393, something like that, something which cannot be guessed. This is the thing that you'll use to log into your WordPress website or to your website. Click on enter. Once you hit the desired username, again the password, just save your password on a notepad or something, wherever you want to save it, and enter the password. Just type it, and once you type the password, it won't be visible, don't worry, it's still working, but they won't just show it. And type your blog title. You can change it later in WordPress, but I'll type my blog title, which is DigitalOcean, or if your website is anything, just type it, give it a title, hit enter again. Is the information correct? Type capital Y. You can also type small y, it doesn't matter, and hit enter. And it will ask us if we need SSL. This is essential. Just always type Y, never type no, because SSL certificate is essential these days. Y, hit enter, or this is actually the email that you should give. So in case your SSL certificate is about to expire, they'll mail you, they'll warn you, and you have to renew your certificate. Hit enter, type capital A and hit enter again, which means agree. Maybe you can say Y or no, it doesn't matter on the step. And it'll ask for which do we want HTTPS. Don't type anything. If you type 1, it'll just provide the certificate or HTTPS for DigitalOcean.com. If you want it for www. As well, just leave it blank and hit enter. Right. Now it will run through a series of checks. Now that we have completed all the checks in step 4, this process should run smoothly as possible. We'll just wait for it. We'll see what happens. And it says cleaning certificate. Now it asks us if we really want to pick certificate or if you want to redirect everything. Always type 2, because you don't want mixed traffic or you don't want this step to mess up. Always type 2 here, hit enter again, And that's pretty much it. Now you should see the green success button, and that means WordPress is successfully installed. Just give it some time, and now your website is ready to rock. And that's it. We have completed the installation of our WordPress website. Now you can close this console. You don't need it anymore. Now there's one more thing. If this brand new console doesn't work, you can launch recovery console. In that case, you have to type root password, not the WordPress password. This is different. The admin and the password are different. Root password is the one that you've given while creating the droplet itself. So you can launch that in case if this doesn't work. But on my computer, which is a Mac, it works flawlessly. So it all works. If yours doesn't work, if the process doesn't happen, you can launch recovery console, and you can also reset your root password in case you forgot it, right? It's totally up to you. Okay, now our website is ready and you can access it from any browser anywhere on the planet, right? Now, how do you access your WordPress website? WordPress is a content management system, meaning you don't have to write code to push content. You can simply log in to something called WordPress Dashboard. And how do you do that? Just type in your domain. In this case, it's DigitalAlgorithm.com. Whatever domain you've picked, just type that /wp-admin. And this is how you log into your WordPress website. Just type in your domain /wp-admin, hit enter in any browser, and it'll take you to this screen. Username, again, the username that you've picked while doing the WordPress droplet install using the console. I picked admin, and the password, whatever password you've given for that user. Click on login, and that will basically take you to your WordPress website. Your website is live, and anyone who types your website can actually see it. So if I type DigitalAlgorithm.com and hit enter, and this is my blank WordPress site. Currently we don't have anything on the site, but soon we'll have it. So once you're in the dashboard, now it's time to do few important changes to your website. And this is step 8. Well, click on settings. Under general, click on general. And if you find HTTP here, just change it to HTTPS. And even the site URL, it should be HTTPS, right? And once you make the change, scroll down and click on save changes. You might be logged out of your website, but don't worry, log back in and everything should work as is. That's the first change. Now, the second change that you need to do is to click on permalinks, click on post name, and click on save changes. That's the second change. Now, the third change, click on discussion and uncheck all of these boxes. And that will basically turn off all the comments on your posts, which you can enable at any time. But for now, we'll disable it. Since this is a brand new website, we don't want any spam. So we'll temporarily turn this off. We can turn it back on later. And scroll down again and click on save changes. We'll come back to writing and reading settings later. Now go to appearance, click on appearance, click on themes, and there's an add new button. But before doing that, just click on all other themes, and there's a delete button at the bottom right. Just click on delete and click OK. We'll do the same with this theme. I'll just click on theme details, click on delete, click on OK, and we just have one theme right now. We'll just keep it, which is 2021, and that's the current theme. We'll just leave it untouched. I'll just click on add new, and in the search box, just type hello Elementor. Or you can simply type hello, and you should find this theme, which is hello Elementor. Click on install. Once the theme is installed, just click on activate. And that's one more thing. Now, step number 9 is to get Elementor and Elementor Pro so that we can design our website without writing a single piece of code and by using visual interface. Now to do that, go to plugins, click on plugins, click on add new either here, or you can also click add new at the left side of the screen. I'll just click the add new button here, and you can search for Elementor in the keyword field. right? You can search that, or simply you can remove that and click on popular plugins. And Elementor is the 5th most popular plugin or the 4th most popular plugin. You can also find it this way. Just need to click on Elementor website builder, click on install. It'll install the plugin first. Installation is complete. I'll just click on activate and the plugin will be activated just like that. So we now have Elementor. Now it's time to get Elementor Pro. And how do you get that? Now open a new tab and type wpalgoridm.com/Elementor. And that will take you to this page, or you can simply click on the third link in the description and that will take you to the same page. From here, pick at least the $99 plan, which is my recommendation. You can also get started with this and you get ton of templates and basically everything you need to build any kind of website without writing a single piece of code, right? This is highly essential. Just get any of it. Just click on buy now and start checking out. Fill in your email address, check out, and once you check out, you can then go to my.elementor.com. You can go to my.elementor.com and log in with your credentials that you have given. And at the top corner, you can click this and click to download Elementor Pro plugin. That will be downloaded. And once it's downloaded, go back to your WordPress dashboard. Click on plugins again. Click on add new. And there's an option called upload plugin. Just click on that. Click on choose file and choose where you've downloaded that plugin. And it's this one. I'll just click that. Click on upload. And I'll just click on install now. Now I'll just click on activate plugin. And once you do, you'll get this splash screen to connect and activate. Just click on that. And it's asking me if I want to activate it for this particular license. I'll just click on activate, and just like that, my license will be active. You can see that in green color. Now we're good to go. We have installed Elementor. We've also installed and activated Elementor Pro. Now we can proceed to step number 10. Step number 10 is to set colors and fonts and to create our first page. Colors and fonts can make or break our website. If we don't do it right, our website is not going to look good and no one's gonna stay there. And we'll do it the right way. I'll show you how. Now back in your WordPress dashboard, click on pages, click on add new either here or click on add new button here, and it says add a title. For any typical website, there'll be at least 2 pages. Home page is the page that you see when you type the address of your website. So I'm going to call it home page. I'm just going to call it home. On the right hand side, make sure you click on the page and scroll down. There's something called template. Just click on that, and from default template, click and change that to Elementor full width. And there's also something called permalink. Click on that. It's basically the URL of the page that you're trying to create. Since this is a home page, we don't really need to set the URL. By default, a slug is defined. We'll get to this in a bit. I'll just hit publish. Click on publish. Now our page is live, and when I click on view page, this is it, right? Well, there's no content in the page. Now you can, from the front end, go back to your back end. So hover over this website and there's something called dashboard. When you click on that, it takes you back to your dashboard. Now you can click on pages again, and this privacy policy page will always be created by WordPress itself. You don't have to worry much about it. Let's go back to our page. I'll just click on edit. Now I just want to edit this page with Elementor so that we can use drag and drop and build amazing pages without writing a single piece of code. I can simply click on edit with Elementor button that I see over here. I'll just click on edit with Elementor, and that takes us to Elementor interface, and you see something like this. Now this is basically the header and this is the footer. We didn't actually change any of it, but we'll be building everything. Don't worry about it. Right now we'll just focus on the page. And the basic building blocks of Elementor are sections and columns. So right now you see a blank screen. When I click on plus, you see these gray boxes. These are basically sections. And when I click on it, it's basically a horizontal container that has columns, and columns in turn have widgets, right? Click on create section, just create a section, and you can also create a column. Always right click on either section or a column and you get contextual options for any of them. And I'll just click on add new column, and just like that, within this section we created 2 columns, and within each column we can drag and drop widgets that we need. This is how Elementor functions, right? Now you can get back to this in a bit, but there's an easier way to build pages on the fly. You can click this add template button, which is the folder icon, and it gives you ton of templates, pre-built designer made templates for you to use. I'm actually building a digital agency website, so I'll search for digital, and you can see there's a home page template that I can make use of, including the images. So I can simply hover over it, I can simply click on insert, and that page as a whole will be inserted. And all we need to do is to change the text and the images. It's that simple. Now, in case you want to undo any of the action, you can hit Command Z, or you can do it at microscopic level. At the top left corner, there is a button. When you hover over it, it says history. Just click on that and it shows you what you've done so far on the page. This is the place or the time when I started editing, and I can simply click on this, which was the latest action, and it restores the template. Again, that's how you do it, and that's under actions. And once you publish the page, it will be under revisions, and you can restore it to any of the revisions. You can click on revisions and click on any of them. It shows you the preview. If you want to apply it, just click on apply. Again, there's a update or publish button. So every time you make the changes required, all you need to do is to click on publish or update on this green button and your page will be live. Let's do that again. I'll just click on this ellipsis button, which is the widgets button. I'll click on the add template again. You can either scroll through the templates under pages. You can also insert blocks. These are more like miniature templates. Always use pages for pages, right? You can insert any design that you like and simply you can tweak it. Again, you don't need to scroll through all of it. Like I said, you can search for digital and you can insert any page. It doesn't matter if it's a home page or anything. I'll simply click and insert that page again. So that's how you make changes or navigate to any of the place you want. Click on the history button. Under actions, either check on any point you want, or if you have published the page, you can click on revisions and click on any of the revisions and click on apply, and that page will be restored to that point in time. So it's that simple. Now, how do you edit the text? It's quite simple. Just click on any text area and you can see this text is selected. On the left hand side, I can clearly see the text preview. I can simply select it and I can simply type my text just like that, right? Anywhere you see text, again, click on that and just type your text. It's that easy changing text. You can also do it inline. You can select it and change it even here. You don't have to click and type it in the box, title box. You can simply click and there is a cursor over here and you can type it inline. Either way you prefer, just click on the text, either type in the box or select and type inline. You can do the same here. You can double click to select the whole text, delete and type in your text, right? I can simply do it like this. So that's how you change text. Now I see images, and how do I change images? I can simply click on the image. It shows the image already picked. I can simply click this choose image and click on either media library. That shows all the images available in our media. You can also upload files from your computer. And what if you want to get few images from the internet? What is the best way to get it? I'd suggest a website called freepik.com. I'll list all these resources in the description so you can check them out. Don't worry about that. Or you can also get it from unsplash.com. Even they have high quality images. Let's pick this one. Click on, I'll download this image. I'll just click on OK. And the image is downloaded. I'll close this tab. go back to my dashboard, and from my dashboard I'll just click on the image. On the left hand side I see a choose image dialog. I just click on that. Again, click on select files, and there's our image. I'll just click on open. And while uploading an image, or when an image is already uploaded, you see some fields called alt title, caption, and description. Alt title is really important. Those who cannot see what's on your website, they'll actually use this to navigate through your website. So I'll just give it a meaningful alt title. So I'll call it moving train, because that is what it best describes the image. You can change the title as well. Instead of having a random number or a name, you can give it a proper meaningful name. Caption and description are totally optional. Click on insert media, and just like that, this image is now changed to the image that you uploaded. You can either delete this image or choose another image. It's totally up to you. Scroll down. Again, you can do the same with this image. Click on this image. On the left hand side box, click on choose image. Click on media library. Now maybe I'll just pick this image instead of that. Again, change the alt text and title properly to give it a meaningful description. Click on insert media, and just like that, we changed it. Again, if I want to undo it, I'll click on the history at the top or at the bottom left corner. Go one step back by clicking this, and that was the image. And just like that, we have this now. I can simply click outside, or I'll click this widgets button to get that normal interface. Again, just keep on changing the text and the images as you go, and it's really fun. Now we have a difficult complex structure over here, and you can simply click on that, and it turns out it has an image, it has a bunch of text, right? Let's change the first title and description. I'll change it to my media. Just like that, it's changed. Let's change the description, and that's description. And we also have an image field. Click on that. Let's pick another image, maybe this. I'll just click on insert media, and just like that, we changed that. Again, if we want to see what was before, click on the history, one step back, and this was the before, and one step forward, and this is the after. And just like that, you can change any of the content on your page. Again, change this image. Click here, click on the image. Let's pick this one. Click on insert media. It's too small. Again, I'll pick another image. Just click this. I think that was the image before. So let's try to pick another one. We'll pick this image that we recently uploaded. Click on insert media, and just like that, we changed it, right? So that's how easy it is to change images and text in your WordPress website. And once you're done with all the changes, you see the green update button, or you'll either see publish or update button. Just click on that, and just like that, all the changes you make here are pushed to your website, and it just works. And there are few more things that you need to know while uploading images to your WordPress website. I'll click on this image, click on choose image again. At the top, you can see there are two options. You can either pick from media library, so already uploaded images. Click them to select that image, or you can click on upload files and click on select files and upload the image that you need. There's also another option called insert from URL. Click that, paste the URL of an image, and even that way you can upload an image. The images that you upload, make sure that they're JPEG, they're not too big, maybe around 500 KB at max, right? You can use softwares like Image Optim on a Mac. Drag your image, it'll optimize the image as much as it can, and then upload that optimized image. On Windows, you'll have free software. Reduce the file size as much as possible, because images are the files that take a lot of time to load, and it's better you optimize them before uploading to the WordPress website itself. Also, if you have WebP images, it's good. WebP is a format developed by Google, so you can change your PNG images to WebP and upload them. Just type online converter, there are tons of them. Upload your PNG, get WebP, and upload it to your WordPress website. Even that way, either .jpeg or WebP, you'll have fast loading images. Okay, now I'm done with this page. You can make all the changes, just change the content to anything you want, And how do I reach my dashboard? Well, you can open a new tab and type in your website /wp-admin. That is an old school way of reaching dashboard. But how to do it from this interface? Click on the hamburger menu at the top left and you see something called exit to dashboard. Click on that. We're still not in the dashboard. You see WordPress logo at the top left. Click that and you're back in your dashboard, ready to create another page or do whatever you need. Now I'll just click on add new. I'll create another page. This time it's about us page. Again, click on page on the right side. Click on template. Change it from default to Elementor full width. Permalink is basically the link, right? I'll show you what that means. I'll change it to about. I'll make the URL slug about. We'll see what happens. And you can see that this page can be accessed from the URL https DigitalAlgorithm.com/about. And if I change it to something else, this page can be accessed from this URL, which is algorithm.com/about-me. So anything you put in here, that will be the URL with which users or anyone can access this page. I'll just call it about. And I think this is more than enough. Template, I changed it to full width, and permalink, I just changed it about. I'll hit publish, publish again. Now I'll click on edit with Elementor. We're back in our Elementor interface. I need to tell users what I'm really about. Instead of using a template, you can definitely use a template. We'll create everything from the scratch. Now I'll just click on this plus button. Again, I told you these are basically sections and the gray boxes between them are columns. Let's pick two column layout. You can also create column. You can right click on a column. And how do you know if you're right clicking on a section or a column? Well, if you hover over this, right click on something, it tells you to edit section, which means we right click on a section. And if you do the same with a column, it shows edit column, which means we right clicked on a column, right? You can also add new column from here or pick while creating this section itself. You can choose boxed width for your container. You'll understand what that means. Now we have two columns, and within my right column, I'll put my image, right? So how do I put my image? I can simply click on this plus button. It takes us to this interface. On the left hand side, we have a ton of widgets that we can make use of, or you can simply click on this widgets button to get to this interface. Let's say I just clicked on this column. I want to get to the widgets interface. Click on the ellipses and that takes us to the widgets interface. Or you can click within a column or a blank column and that takes us to the widget interface as well. Now on the right hand side, I'll just click on the section first. Click on height. We want a minimum height for our section. I'll also give this section a background. Let's pick blue. Maybe that color, right? I'll just click on this section again. Now I'll click on the widgets button. Like I said, I want an image onto the right. I can simply click and drag image onto my right column, and just like that, a placeholder appears for this column. Again, I can click on choose image and I'll maybe pick a bigger image. Maybe this is fine, right? Any image that you want, you can simply pick like I showed you earlier, and you can change the size from here. You can make it medium large, you can make it actual large, or anything. You can stretch this by changing the image size from here. You can also change the alignment, but since the image fits perfectly, you may not see it that properly. Now on the left hand side, I'll click on this plus within the empty column, or you can click on the widgets button. I'll just click and drag heading widget, right? Now I get contextual options for that heading widget. Let me type some text, and let's also change the color of the text. I'll just click on the color, change it to a white color. Now again, if I want to add another widget within this column or this column, click on the ellipsis button. Now we have a heading widget. Now I want some complex text. I can drag text editor widget. I'll just click and drag it down below, you see a blue line. Just release it when you see a blue line. You can type your description now. Now let's change the color of this text because it's not visible clearly in this background. You can change the section background again. Simply hover over the section, click on it, go to Style tab and change the background. Now you can see the color in action. If I change it, you can see the color changing, right? I'll just click on this text widget. Go to Style tab. If you want to change colors, fonts or stuff like that, you will always go to Style tab within a widget or section or a column. Now for this text, I want to change the color. I'll just click on this text, click on the Style tab onto the right. I see something called text color. I'll just click on that and change it to a white color. And now I can clearly read the text. Every section, column or a widget has 3 tabs. Click on a section. You see there's a layout tab for section, there's Style tab and there's advanced tab. And when you hover over or click on a column, you can see for a column you have layout, style and advanced. Similar options for section and a column. And if you click on a widget, you have content tab, style tab and advanced tab. It's the same for any widget, right? Well, how do you know if you're clicking on a column, section or a widget? If you're clicking on a widget, you see the blue outline. So if I hover over this "Hi, I'm Karthik" text, you see a blue outline and you can simply click that. That means we just clicked this heading widget. If I hover over this, you can see a blue outline around this text, meaning I'm clicking on this widget. It's natural unless and until you change the position and do some advanced thing. You can simply click on the text and that will basically select the widget. How do you select a column? When you hover over it, when you see a dotted border and when you click on it, you're essentially selecting a column. The same is true for this. If I hover over it, I just see a dotted border. Click on this, I just selected this column, right? The same for this column as well. Now, again, for each widget, section or a column, the options are different. For column, there's something called vertical align, horizontal align. For section, there are options under layout tab. You can change the content width from box to full width and that will basically space out elements within the section. But we'll change it back to boxed because that was looking good. You can also adjust the width of the elements like this, and you can also adjust the column gap. I'll just go with the default. I'll just click on the history button. I'll go with the default width, I guess. I'll just go with the default width. If I click on this widget, for this I have options to enter text. I can enter a link. For text, usually you wouldn't need a link, but if you need to add a link, you can paste the URL here or the link here, and that will connect this text to that link. You can change the size from small, default, and so on. You can change the HTML tag, and the style tab, you have options to change text color, typography, text shadow, and all the text related properties, right? Just like Photoshop. I'll just click on this widget right now. Again, I have similar options, but this has a text editor where I can have paragraphs of information. If I hit enter, you can see there's a space added. I can enter paras, and within this widget itself, I have a lot of options. If I select this text, I can click on this and that will make the text bold, and you can see how that looks in here. And that's really neat. You can also add a drop cap. Anyway, I think for every widget, right, there'll be 3 options. Content tab, where you put things like text and links. Style tab, where you change the colors and stuff like that. Advanced tab, we'll get to that later. So I just want a button after these 2 pieces of text. How do I do that? Again, I'll just click on the widgets button, and there is a button widget. I can simply click and drag it, and when you see a blue rectangle bar like this, that means you can leave the widget or release the widget, and that will be dragged to that position. Let's say I just want this button above this text. I can simply click this widget and drag above, and I see a blue rectangle bar. Leave it, it's positioned there. Let's put it back. I'll just click this widget again, scroll down, leave it there. Again, like every widget, there's content tab, style tab, and advanced tab. You can change the text here. You can see the text on this button is changed. You can change the link. You can simply click on the settings cog and you can basically type the names of the pages. I just typed home and you can see it selected the home page. I can simply click that and it will automatically put the link of my home page. If you have a privacy page, simply type privacy, select that and that will select the link. You don't have to copy and paste the link. That's an easier way to do. You can also choose to open this in a new tab. No follow if you don't want to give link juice. Custom attributes, you can add some custom attributes. You can forget about it. You can also change the alignment, right? If I center it, you can see its position onto the center, on the left, or if I stretch it all the way, it's something like that. You can also add an icon to this, click on it, add an icon, and just like that. Now I'll basically have it onto the left. Let's also change the size a bit. I think that looks better. So this is how your normal flow would go with Elementor. Now, while working with the widgets, we are regularly picking the text and fonts, right? We didn't actually pick the fonts, it picked the default font, whichever was available. But if we want to make our website look good and also simplify this process, how do you do it? How do you set colors and fonts for your website? It's quite simple in Elementor. I'll just hit update or you can hit publish and basically this page is published. Now I can go back and click on the hamburger menu and now I see something called site settings. I can simply click on that and I see two options under design system. Well, this is how you set colors and fonts so that you can simply pick that color instead of manually choosing that color, right? Right now I just need, if I want to change the color of this text, I have to go here, I have to go on the color, change the color, hover around and do all that. That is time taking and that is not really good, because if I want to say, let's say change the color of every heading on my site, I have to go to every heading and click on the style tab, click on text color and change it. But with design system, you change it once and it's changed everywhere. So we'll set design system that will basically give a unique look and simplify our design process for our website. I'll just click on this, click on site settings, click on global colors, and by default you may see some colors over here. And when you hover over it, you can see some colors cannot be deleted. The primary color, the secondary color, you can rename them. You can double click to rename them to anything. The text color, the accent color, they cannot be deleted. Whereas any colors that you add can be deleted. I'll just click on this color. I'll click on delete and that color is deleted. If you want to add a color, I'll just click on add color, give it a name. I'll call it BG dark, which stands for dark background. I'll click on add color. I'll double click on this. I'll call BG light, which stands for light background. Now, how do we pick these primary, secondary, text and accent colors? It's really important how you do it. So how do you pick a color scheme? Well, it's quite simple. Just Google best color combinations for websites and there are tons of pages. And there are websites like Canva that actually explain the meaning of color, the psychology behind color and why you should use a particular color. Just Google them, take some time to read them out. But usually the idea is this. You use a primary color, you use a secondary color to complement it, and then the accent color for things like buttons and stuff like that. The primary color is the color that is majorly displayed on your website. So just by looking at the site, I can see that this color with this hex code is its primary color. And I can also guess that the other color is its secondary color. And this pink color is basically an accent color, just to give a bit more depth. So you just need 3 colors, and the more colors you have, the difficult it is to balance. I'll pick this color scheme. We'll load this up. So I'll copy the color scheme, including the hash. I'll copy everything. You can find tons of color schemes and I'll load it into the primary color. I'll scroll down and you see that there is a hex code here in the text box. I'll delete this. I'll paste our brand new color scheme. So that's our primary color. I'm going to use it as my primary color. And the best part about this is that you can change your color scheme at any time and it's reflected anywhere. Now the second color, the accent color is this. So I'm going to copy that along with the hash. Go here, click on secondary and paste that hex code and click away. You can click anywhere else and that color is picked. Now let's also load the accent color, which is this pink color. Also copy the hash, or you can add hash manually. I'll copy this and let's load that into the accent color. And when I change accent color, you can see the button color is automatically changed. Basically, it's taking the accent color and applying it. And you can define 2 more colors for text or other backgrounds and stuff like that, or 3 more colors as you want. Now I want a text color. I'll change this BG dark to text. I want a white color of text, right, so that it's clearly visible. And I want a text dark color. And once we pick our color scheme, there's also gray color picked. I'll also have a text, let's call it text secondary. Although you call it text secondary, you can use it for backgrounds as well. It doesn't matter. Just rename that. And once you're done with all the color schemes, update. Again, the idea here is to pick primary color from any of the color combinations. It should reflect your brand. Blue reflects trust. Red reflects intensity. If your website is something like breaking news website, you should pick red as your primary color and pick other colors in your color palette. You can see there are tons of combinations and they also give you a preview of how it looks if you apply it. Okay, now that we have loaded into the global colors, I'll just click on this X button. After clicking on update, you have to click on update and click on the X button. Now you're taken to the normal Elementor interface. Now I'll just click on this section, go to Style tab, and under colors, you can click on this globe icon. If you click on this color, it gives you a way to pick color normally. Now I'll just click on this globe icon and it shows our color scheme. Like I said, I want to pick our primary color. I just click the globe icon and click on primary, and that color is applied to the section. And you can see that our section already looks pretty good because of the accent. Now that we have defined our primary color as the background of the section, we should think with common sense, where can my primary or the secondary color can go. If I change this button's color, I can click on the globe icon of this button and change it to secondary. That would work, but the text is not clearly visible, and clearly the accent color looks better on the button with the text being readable. Now, using common sense, I can simply apply it to "Hi, I'm Karthik" text. So I'll just click on this widget, and you see under Style tab, there's text color. Instead of changing the color by clicking on the color, click on the globe icon and click on secondary color. And just like that, the whole section came back to life because of our use of color palette. Most of the times it's common sense, right? If you're unable to read something, if something looks really horrible to your eyes, just change it and balance out colors, make it neutral with white and black backgrounds or white and black text and stuff like that. Now I'm gonna create another section. You can do it in 2 ways. You can either click on plus button here or scroll down. Again, you see the same interface. Click on this. I'll just need a single column layout. I'll just click on this section. I'll click on this section, give it a minimum height, and you can define the minimum height in pixels or whatever you like. I'll again click on the widgets button, and I just want to tell users what my skills are and why they should listen to me or care about me. So I'll click and drag a heading widget over here. And just like that, you can see when I dragged my heading widget, it automatically applied the primary color. So Elementor automatically understands your primary, secondary, and accent colors, and it applies to various elements, and you can simply find them out by dragging those widgets. Now if I drag, let's say, maybe a text editor widget, you can see it gets the text color property that we defined in our color scheme, right? Again, so I'll just change this text again, click on the text, change it. So I just had a text, but the heading is too small. It's looking too small. Maybe I can make it a little bit big. I can increase the size. Click on the style tab of the heading, click on typography. Now the color is unchanged. I'll give it a 30 pixel or maybe a 40 pixel size, and it looks a little bit bigger. Now this heading looks better. Now I need something that can display my skill set in a playful format. Again, I'll click on the widget button and there's a progress bar widget. You can actually scroll down and you can see different widgets, right? You can click on each of them. If you click on site, it maximizes that. Click on site, minimizes those widgets. You usually wouldn't use site, single and WordPress for regular pages. You'll either use basic, pro or general purpose widgets which are supplied by Elementor itself. Again, I just want to add my skill set. So for that, in Elementor, there's something called a progress bar, right? Just type in the search field and you can find the widget. Again, click and drag the progress bar right under this, and just like that, the primary color is also applied to this, right? Whatever element is within this, it's also applied to that. I'll just duplicate it. I can simply right click on this widget. I can click on duplicate and one more similar item is added. I can do it again. Click on duplicate. Now we have 3. Since we already have primary color at the top, you don't need primary color in here because it's too distracting, it's hard to read and it doesn't look good. Again, common sense and color palette. Now I'll just click on style tab. I'll just click on the first widget, go to the style tab and change the color. I'll change it from primary to accent. That looks good. I'll click on the second widget, go to style tab, and this time maybe I'll give it a secondary color. It doesn't look good, so accent looks good. Or maybe we can try a darker color, even that looks good. Maybe for the third widget I can just leave it as is and that looks more balanced, right? This looks more balanced than having primary color for each of my widgets. So that's how you should use common sense. And again, I'll change the contents of the widgets. I'll just click on the first widget. I know it 90% or 99%, just change it to 99%. I'll click on the second widget, go to content tab and change the text CSS, the heading, and the third one, click on that, go to content tab and change it to JavaScript, and inner text I'll change it to level. Again, I'll change this inner text to level as well, and the same with this widget. I'll just click on that, change the inner text to level as well, and that's how you use common sense. Again, I'll change the numbers. I'll just click on this, I'll change it to 99%. JavaScript I do know maybe around 90%. So just like that. Now I can simply hit update and this is how my page looks like. You can scroll it from top to bottom and you can see how it looks like. We can actually clean this up a bit better. The HTML text, CSS text and JavaScript are also having the primary color. Again, I'll click on this widget. It's not in the progress bar section. Under style tab, go to title style. And you can see it's having a primary color. I can simply click that, give it a neutral or a darker color, something like this. The secondary color doesn't look good. It doesn't look readable. So we can actually give it normal color. Again, click on the second widget, go to style tab, click on title style and change the text color to this gray global color. Click on the global icon, click on the gray color. It looks more balanced. Do the same with the third widget. Go to style tab, click on title style, text color, this, and now you can see that it looks a bit more balanced. You can also simply click on this and change this. Maybe this looks more balanced. Again, you can see how just by picking the right color from our color palette, we're able to balance it out completely and properly. Maybe I can change the progress bar of this now. Maybe I can change it to secondary. That doesn't look good. You can maybe have a gray color. That looks better, right? Now we balanced out the color palette in a better way and this looks better than the previous one. Again, use common sense, keep refining. There's no right or wrong way to do it. The only rule of thumb is that user shouldn't be irritated by looking at all your colors and shouldn't be confused. So this is one way. Now we fixed our color scheme. What about the text? Text looks different on different browsers. It's basically taking whatever font is available on my computer and applying that. But we don't want that. We want a font that defines basically our business or our brand. Our website is our online presence. and it's also our brand, and we don't want a random font to be picked. And how do you do that? Similar to what we did with colors, you can do the same with fonts. Now you can actually Google the best Google font combinations, and good rule of thumb is that you should not use more than 2 fonts. If possible, use a single font with different variations. You can see quicksand, medium and light, how it looks on this background. It looks good. So for headings, you can use heavy or medium quicksand font. And the good thing about Elementor is that all the fonts are already loaded. All the Google fonts are already loaded in the interface. All you need to do is to go and pick them. So you can simply Google best Google fonts for maybe a design website, a travel website, and so on, and pick and choose the right Google fonts. Usually it shouldn't be more than 2, because fonts are resources. They take space and they take time to load. So the lesser number of fonts you have, the better it is for your website and for users. So I'm going to go with this combination, with this quicksand, medium and light, and you can see how they both look. So for headings we can have medium, and for this we can have light or something of that sort. So I'll go and click on the hamburger menu again, and you apply it here. It's applied across your website, so you don't have to worry about that. Click on site settings. I'll just click on global fonts. I'll just click on primary. I'll change the font family to this, which is quicksand. So just type that in the search bar, and here it is. Just click that and quicksand font is automatically selected. And for my primary headline, I'd usually use a 40 pixel size, weight 700 pixel, or you can basically play with the weight and see how heavy the text should be. For a heading, typically 700 pixels is more than enough, but transform, just leave it default. Transform is going to make all your letters in uppercase, lowercase and stuff like that. So just leave it. Again, style, if you want italic style, you can pick that, or you can just leave it default. Decoration, we don't want any decoration for our headings. So this is our, and line height, click on M and just change it to 1.6. This is a golden ratio and it's a good number to use. Letter spacing, you can just leave it at the default. If you want, you can give any letter spacing that you want. Just start with 2, 3 and so on. And again, click on secondary. Change this font to quicksand as well, and the size maybe around 30 pixels. Since the primary was 40 pixels, we'll change that to 30 and maybe around 500 weight. Line height, again click on M and give a 1.6 number over here. Text, we have to decide the text, which font we want. Again, we have decided to use same quicksand font, so I'll just type that quicksand. And typically for text, maybe around 16 to 20 pixels looks good. You can also go with 18 pixels. Let's actually go with 20 to make it clear. Weight 400 pixels is readable. If you make it too light, you can see the text becomes unreadable. So again, change it to 400 pixels. We don't want any transform, we don't want any style, we don't want any decoration. Again, line height, click on M and change it to 1.6. And I think that's pretty much it. Accent, you can give, again, you can pick quicksand. This will pick the accent text, such as the buttons and stuff like that. You can see the button text is changed. For accent text, maybe 14 pixel is more than enough, and maybe around 300 pixels font size, or maybe just keep it at 400 pixels itself. Again, M, I'll just change it 1.6. And that's our, and font back, if you're using serif, just use serif here. All of these are sans serif, I believe. You can pretty much use them as backup, and just click on update. And there's one more thing before clicking on update. Click on this arrow. We have set global fonts. You can right away use them, and you can also set each font and size for everything starting from body, H1, H2 and H4, H6. So wherever there's an H6, these properties will be applied. We'll get to that in a bit. I'll just update for now. Again, I'll just click on this X button. I'll just click on this text. You can see that the quicksand font is already applied. If I go in here, click on typography, If I change it to primary, you can see this is changed to primary, but I'll just keep it at text and that looks good. I'll just click on this, click on typography and pick primary. I think primary was already picked and you can see that better now. I'll just click on this button under typography. Again, I'll just click on this. If I pick text, you can see how it looks like. You can either pick text or accent. We'll pick text. So that's how we set fonts. Again, I'll go to this, click on this. Now you can see that for this heading, there are different tags that I can use. I can use anything from H1, H2, H3 and till paragraph as well. But the problem with the setup till now is that we just gave a universal size to our heading. No matter if it's an H2, H1 or H6 or whatever, right? If I go to style, click on typography, the globe icon and click primary, this is pretty much it, right? So the font size and the font family are automatically applied. But what if you can apply it based on the tag H2, H3, H4? What if you can add different families? And that is actually required by Google to differentiate between different heading tags. So H2 should be visually different from H3. So it should be different from H4 as well, and so on. So there must be a visual hierarchy and you should be able to clearly identify the differences between all of them. And that's the reason why they have that H1 tab and the headings tab. So I'll just click on this, click on site settings again, click on typography and let's set this up. So let's set up everything from H1 to H6 and even the body text. This is usually called font stack. And we already know what kind of fonts or what font family we want for our headings and for our body. We've picked that from the font combination, right? Only two fonts, one for headings and one for the body text. What about the sizes of the fonts? To assist us in sizes, there's a website called typescale.com. Just type-scale. Links to everything will be in the description. Don't worry about that. Just typescale.com and you can mention a base size. We're going with maybe 18 pixels right now. Just type base size and you can see there's something called scale and there are different ratios and you can see how different headings would look like if you applied this. Again, this is not necessary totally. You can also pick your Google font. Ours is Quicksand. I'll pick Quicksand and basically that's how all the headings are gonna look like. Add another heading and you can see how everything from paragraph to H6 is going to look like. For a typical website, you can either go with this ratio with less of a visual difference. If yours is a marketing website, go with the golden ratio or go with augmented fourth or something like that. Usually marketing websites have this, but for a typical blog, you can go with major third or something like that. Anyway, just pick anything that you like. Set a base size and you can see that it actually gives the visual representation of our font stack. Now back in our website, let's set the base text color to this gray color. Click on typography and I just want it to be text, right? If you want to set typography for base text or you can simply leave it as is. You can also add a paragraph spacing. You can see that there is no space between these paragraphs. Maybe around 20 pixels or so would be better, right? It looks better that way. Now scroll down and we'll get to that later. Link typography again, we just need text. And let's start with H6. So I have to go to typescale.com and 18 pixels is our font size or the text size. So H6 will be 22.5 pixels. You can simply see that here. Go here, click on typography, click on font family and change it again to Quicksand. But the size is 22.5 pixels, right? Weight, maybe H6 can be around 300 pixels or something, not a problem. Color, let's give it primary color. Let's change all the headings colors to primary. Usually heading elements need attention, so we'll just get attention by changing it. Click on the globe, change the color, the primary one. So all headings we have the same primary color. Typography again, I'll just click on this pencil icon. Font family is quicksand, and from the type scale, H6 is 22.5 pixels. H5, the one above, is 28.13 pixels. Again, these fonts are not necessary, but they'll look good. Again, it's another common sense thing. Change the font. Again, click on the search bar, search for quicksand, and this size is 28.13 pixels, or just let's keep it at 28. Let's move on to the next one, and that's 35, which is our H4. Again, font family is quicksand, and that's 34 pixels, right? 35 pixels. Let's change that to 35 pixels. Weight, let's keep it at 500 maybe, and let's change the weight of this to 400 as well. 35 pixels, and let's change the next heading size, and that is 43.95. Let's change it to 44. Right, go to H3. I think we set this. Again, click on family, click on the search box, search for quicksand, and the size for H3 is 44 pixels. You don't necessarily have to do it, but if you do it, it's going to look good. Keep increasing the font size for H3. You can keep it at 600 pixels. Back to H2, click on this. Again, search for quicksand, and that should be around 55 pixels. Since H3 was around 44, it should be around 55. You can click here and change the units, right? There is mrem, but we'll just use pixels for simplicity. And weight, let it be at 700 pixels, which is the max. And line height, let's change it. Let's change line height of every heading to 1.6, which is golden ratio. It's a good rule of thumb to use that. Again, I'll click on this 1.6. Do that to every heading. Again, scroll down, click on M and punch in 1.6. Click on this H5, scroll down, line height, again click on M, 1.6. Do that with H6 as well. Click on M, punch in 1.6. Okay, now we set visual progression and we set everything. We didn't set the link hover color. We can adjust it. These are just a way to get started. You can obviously change it later in your design. So I'm gonna hit update. Now, before checking our font stack, we need to make another important change. Open dashboard in another tab. Just type your website, another tab. Go to Elementor. And once you click on settings and click on the general tab, you'll see two boxes called disable default colors, disable default fonts. Just check them and click on save changes. Once you do that, now come back to our page. Just reload it from the browser. Just hit the reload button and the page is reloaded. Now we can test our font stack. And how do we test our font stack? I'll just click on another section. I'll just create another section. We'll just delete it later. I'll click on the widgets button. I'll drag my heading widget in here. Duplicate it 6 times to test our font stack, right? We just defined our H1, H2, H3 and H6. Duplicate that. Click on this. Change the HTML tag to H3. And just like that, you can see the difference between H2 and H3. I'll just click on this, change it to H4. And you can see the font progression. I'll change this to H5 and you can see the progression. I'll just change this to H6. I'll just click on this and change it to paragraph, and just like that our font stack you can see. So by default, or when we change any HTML tag, or any H2 will get these properties, H3 will get these properties, H4 will get these properties which we defined in our font stack, and it gives us a consistent experience and users don't have to worry about changing font for every H2, H3 and so on. And for Google, they just love it. So I'm gonna delete this. Our font stack is successful now that we made these 2 changes. Checking these and clicking on save changes is really important. Once you do, you can find these changes in action. Now we have our fonts, we have our colors. I'll hit on update and this page is updated. Also, interestingly, you can mix and match the font stack and the global fonts. I dragged in, and based on H2, the properties are set. Click on Style tab, and if I click the global icon under typography and click on primary, you can see the primary properties are applied. But if I reset it, the font stack is applied. So totally up to you. Usually you'd use global fonts. Now we were able to customize everything from the scratch because we built everything from the scratch on this page, which is our About Us page. We picked global fonts, global colors. What about the home page? Because we just used a template, it's very easy. Open dashboard in another tab, click on pages, and when you hover over home page, you can see edit with Elementor. Just click on that. That will take you to Elementor interface where you can edit it. Now you need to make this website look like your actual website. So again, the same thing. Click on this text, go to Style tab, change the typography to text. Do the same thing to this. Maybe you can change, click on the global icon, change it to secondary, or actually you can change it to primary and change this text. Again, click here, click on typography, global icon, text, and do that for everything. Again, click on the background, go to style, and under color, click the globe icon, pick the main color. Under secondary color, pick the secondary color, and let's change the location a bit. Now it's looking like our website. Again, I'll just click on this, go to style, go to typography, and change it to primary, and change the color to primary. It's already applied. No, it's not applied. And that's what you do. Wherever you see that color, it should be our primary color, and that's how you click on the color. Again, primary. You can also use accent, even that looks good, and just change every part of the website and make it look this, right? Again, click, this is an image, click on the learn more button, go to style, under text color, change it to primary, and repeat the same step across each and every element on the page. Just change the color to our global color and change the font to our global fonts. Again, I'll just click this, click on typography, and maybe change it to secondary. Click this text again, click this, click the typography, and change it to text. And do the same for everything on the page. Step number 11 is to create more pages. Now back in your dashboard, click on pages, click on add new, and just call this blog, click on publish again. Don't change the template or the permalink or anything. Just hit publish by giving it a title. Click on WordPress icon back in your dashboard. Now WordPress by default just created a privacy policy page. We'll basically trash this. We'll create our own privacy policy page. And to do that, click on add new, just call it privacy. And we're basically going to build it with Elementor. Again, click on template, change it to Elementor full width, and slug is just fine. Just hit publish. Once the page is published, click on edit with Elementor. And we're back in our Elementor interface. Now you can go to wpalgoridm.com, click on privacy policy, and basically copy and paste the same privacy policy and just change Wpalgoridm and replace it with your website. And that's what I'm going to do. But before I do that, I'll copy the design of our About Us page. So I'll go to dashboard. Also, I forgot to mention, I redesigned the homepage to better suit our design workflow, and this looks pretty compact and neat. So again, I'll go back to dashboard. Now I'll click on pages, and we basically designed About Us page. So I'll click on edit with Elementor. You can scroll to the bottom of the page, and where there's this plus button and the folder icon, you can right click and you can simply click on copy all content. That's going to copy all the content on this page. Now you can go to your brand new page, right click on this and click on paste. And just like that, it pastes everything that you copied from the previous page. So from About Us page, I just copied everything. I'll just change the title. Again, let's just replace this text with the privacy policy text. And I can simply remove this button. I can remove the rest of the content on this page. I can remove this. Just click that X button, or you can right click on a section and click on delete. If you want to delete a column, right click on a column and click on delete, and you can do the same with a widget. I'll also right click on this widget. I'll just click on delete. Now it's gone. And I need to copy this whole text. So I'll just click and copy everything on this page. You can copy this and use it as a good starting point. I'll open text edit application. I'll click on new document. I'll paste everything into this. Now all I'll do is to replace Wpalgoridm with DigitalOcean, which is this website, right? You can replace it with your own. I'll just click on replace all, and it's done. Now I can simply copy the whole text from here. I can minimize this, go back to my privacy policy page. Within this text editor box, I can remove the text. I can simply paste it. And just like that, we have the whole privacy policy. And I can actually remove this column, and that spans across and it looks really good, right? So this is our privacy policy. You can also change the minimum height, or it's not necessary as it's already spanning. So that's our privacy policy page. I can simply hit update. I missed Y here, so I just need to put that. Again, I'll hit update, and that's our privacy policy. You can also divide this whole text into columns. Maybe you can divide it into 2 columns so that it's easy for people to read if you want it that way, or you can simply leave it at the default, which is just 1 column and all the paragraphs of information. Hit update, and that's our privacy policy page. I can simply close this. Now again, back in my dashboard, I can also simply close both of these. Now I'll go back to my dashboard. Again, click on the hamburger, click on exit to dashboard, click on the WordPress again, and under settings, click on reading, and you now see there's something called your homepage displays. Just click that, and for homepage, we'll select home, and for posts page, we'll select blog. There's something called for each post. Click on excerpt. It will be selected as full text. Click on excerpt and just click on save changes. And that's it. We just made all the changes necessary. Before moving on to step number 12, I want to tell you something. Now, when you're editing with a page, and when you give a background your primary color, and when you drag in your heading widget, well, I just dragged in my heading widget, but I do not see anything. Well, it's not that there's an error on my website. It's just that the color of the heading widget and the background is the same. So I can click on style. If I change the text color to something else, I can see it, right? Just remember this. Also, if you cannot point out the things on your website, the easiest way to do that, at the bottom left, there's something called Navigator. Click that. It shows you your website's structure. Click this arrow at the top, and it maximizes and shows every widget on your page. If you click on each of it, it highlights that particular widget. You can hide it. Click this I button to hide it. Click it to show again. And that's how you find out if you're confused about the layout on your page. With that out of the way, let's move on to step number 12. Step number 12, I'll show you how to set up a contact form on your website. This is really important, and this is a design that I made. I'll show you how to build this design from the ground up. This is really important because contact form is the way in which users or customers will write to you and interact with you. It's really important that you set this up properly. I'll show you how step by step. Let's get started. Again, go back to dashboard, click on pages, click on add new, and just create a page called contact us. Change the template to Elementor full width. Permalink can be contact us, that's fine. Publish it. Once it's published, click on edit with Elementor. Back in the game. Now we're trying to create this. And how did I do the left animation? Well, it's quite simple and you'll be surprised to learn it. Thanks to Elementor Pro, you can do it without writing a single piece of code. Now, let's create this section first. Click on section, click on it, give it a minimum height of maybe 800 pixels or something, or 720 pixels. Click on the section again, click on the style tab, click on classic background type, and I'll click on the globe icon and click primary color. So I have that primary color. Now I have two columns in the sample contact us page. So again, we'll create one more column. I'll just right click on this column and click on add new column. So we have two columns. Now click on the widgets button and search for form. And this is the widget that you want, right? It's not login or it's not search form, it's this. Just click and drag it. You see the blue rectangle bar, leave it, and the form is just there. We need a heading above the form. Again, click on the heading widget, drag it right above. You see the blue rectangle bar, leave it. Again, I don't see the heading widget because its color is same as the background. So I'll go to style tab, click on text color and give it our secondary color. Now let's change the content. I'll click on the form. On the right hand side, you see there are three fields. You can click on each field to change the type, change the label, change the placeholder. I can say enter your name and you can see that being reflected over there and so on, right? I'll also add another field, and this field I'll change it to select and I'll call it reason why you're contacting me, sponsorship, and general query or anything of that sort, right? I'll just click and drag it above the message and you can see that in here you can see that reason field collab and with all the options. I see the email field. Again, you can change the label to anything, the placeholder. You can say enter your email. Now I'll add two fields. These are the fields that we require, and I'll add an item, and this is not a field to collect user data but to prevent spam entry. Under type, scroll down and select honeypot. I'll click to minimize this. I'll click on another item. I'll just click on text, scroll down and select Recaptcha. We'll get to that in a bit, but don't worry, we'll just integrate Recaptcha into our website. I'll show you that in a bit. These two fields will basically prevent all the spam. You can just give it any dummy name, just another label. It's not visible to normal users, only for bots. That will prevent a lot of spam entries. Okay. Now let's style this form. You can click on button. You can change the size of the button and stuff like that. You can also change the text on the button, and you can also customize the actions on the button. We'll just leave it at the default. That will basically save the form entry, and that will also send an email, and you can configure the email. By default, the email is sent to your admin address. So just leave it as is. Subject will be this and message will be all the fields. We'll just leave it as is. We're not going to touch anything. All right. Now click on style tab to style all of them. Let's start with coloring the labels. The label doesn't look good, right? We cannot actually see the labels. I'll just click on text color, change it to secondary. Now I can better see the labels. Also do the same with HTML field. We don't have any text in here, but let's change that to this gray color. You can actually change the text within this. So if I type, you can see that's black color. So we'll just change that to black, dark black. Typography, again, we'll just change it to text. So that's clearly visible. All right. And background, we'll just leave it at white because it looks better. You can change it to any accent color or anything, but that looks better. Now we don't need border color. I'm not going to add border. Again, for button, normal background color, I'll change it to the accent color. And on hover, I'll just change it to the darker color, which is this. So it looks something like that, looks better. And let's also click on field, some space between the field. I'll just click on form, increase the spacing for better visibility. We'll also change the height of the section. I'll just click on the section, click on style, go to layout, and I'll actually increase the height of the section to something like that. So that looks better. It gets more breathing space. So we have all the fields clearly visible. We can see the button, and this pop-up dialog box won't be shown to the user. We can configure it, but don't worry about that. Now that we changed all the things that we need, the next thing that we need to do is to add a free animated image. And where can you get that animated image that I showed you? So this was the sample contact page. I'll just click on edit with Elementor. I'm talking about this image. How can you get this on our website? I'll also add a divider in here. I'll just click the divider, drag it, change it to dashed or dotted or something. Let's change the width. I'll also change the color of the divider to a white color, or you can actually change it to accent color. It's totally up to you. Anyway, I'll just click on this column, the left column, and for the animation we need something called Lottie widget. Just type LOTT and it's this widget. Click and drag it onto this column. See the blue rectangle bar, leave it, and you get this animation, meaning it's a Lottie widget. Well, how can you get the animation that I showed you? It's quite simple. Now to get Lottie files, you need to go to a website called lottiefiles.com. Link will be in the description. Sign up for free and you can log in with your Facebook. And once you log in, since we're building a contact page, in the keyword field just type contact and hit enter. It's lottiefiles.com. Wait for some time and it'll show all the files. Basically this was the animation, the second one which I used. I'll just click on that. It opens up this pop-up screen. Scroll down and click on edit layer colors because we want to make this animation with our branded colors. On the left hand side, click on each of the layers and you see on the right hand side the color. Click on the color and within this box punch in our branding color without the hash. Just punch in the branding color and click on update, and do that for every layer. And once you finish customizing all the layers, just click on each of the color in the hex tab, paste our color without the hash and click on update. And once you update the whole thing, now you see a green download button. Click that and this file will be downloaded to your desktop. You can now close this website. Now back in the source, click on media file, click on this upload button, and I already have that, so I'll just click on insert media, and just like that I have this animation. And you can click on settings. You can loop this animation so that it loops endlessly. You can also change the start and end point. You can reverse this animation. Also turn on lazy load, and this is our Lottie animation. Now this page really came back to life and it's looking really good, right? Now it's time to configure Recaptcha. Just Google Recaptcha. It's by Google itself. And once you click on the first result, you'll be taken to the screen. Click on V3 admin console. On the right hand side, you see a plus button. Click on plus and just type in the name of your domain. This is DigitalAlgorithm.com and pick Recaptcha version 3 and again add a domain. Just paste the same thing. Label can be anything but domain should be the correct one. Owners, and accept the terms and conditions and click on submit. And you get a site key and a secret key. Keep this tab active and again open dashboard of this website, right? Which is digitalalgorithm.com. This. Click on Elementor. Click on integrations and you see Recaptcha v3. Now we need to paste the site key here. So I'll click on copy site key. I'll just paste the site key here. I'll just click on copy secret key and paste the secret key here. Threshold, you can leave it at the default. Scroll all the way down and click on save changes. And just like that, we configured Recaptcha on this website. Now you can see that it says digitalalgorithm.com has been registered. I can simply close this page and go back. Now I can simply update this form page. I can simply reload this contact us page. And just like that, on the right corner, you see that Recaptcha is already up and running, and this will automatically prevent a ton of spam which would otherwise enter your website and just spam your form and a lot more, right? So this is how you set up a contact form, beautiful contact form, so that visitors can fill their name, email, and reach out to you and share their thoughts or give feedback or mail business queries to you. Step number 13 is to perform responsive adjustments. There are two main guidelines to make any page or basically any template in Elementor responsive. It's quite simple. On the left bottom screen, you see something called responsive mode with the devices icon. Click that, and now at the top, you see there are 3 devices. If I click on the tablet device, it basically shows how our design will look on tablet. If I click on mobile device, it shows how our design is going to look on mobile devices. By default, the default view is desktop. Again, click that, we are back to the normal view. This is where we build our website, but we also have to make sure that it looks good on mobile, tablet, and even desktop and laptop devices. Well, how can you do that? There are 2 main principles. The first principle is to hide a section, column, or a widget which is really odd and which cannot be fixed. And the second principle is to adjust column percentages, section percentages, or other values such as the font size and stuff like that. If you follow these 2 principles, most of your designs will be responsive. Now, what do I mean by that? Now on desktop, it's looking good, but when I click on tablet, this whole thing, it doesn't have a proper padding. So I'll just click on desktop view, or I'll just click on the tablet view. And when you click on tablet view, automatically any property that can have tablet value will get that icon. You can see on the left that when I clicked on section, the tablet icon appears to width, it appears to minimum height, and other properties in Elementor. It appears to border radius and so on, right? I'll just click on background, or I'll go to advanced tab, and the tablet icon, since we're in the tablet view, it appears in the padding as well. So in tablet view, I'll add a 20 pixel padding, and that instantly makes our design look better. When I click on desktop, we don't need any padding, or let's actually add a padding of 20 pixels, right? You can also click the same icon from here and click on tablet view, even that will switch to tablet view. So we changed the padding value to 20 pixels, and now this is looking good. Now I'll just click on the mobile view, and it's showing in gray color that it has 20 pixels value. You can just leave it as is or adjust it to 10 pixels, but I think 20 pixels looks good on mobile as well. So, and that is adjusting the values. And what about hiding or basically deleting it? In mobile view, I can click on advanced. If I want to hide this Lottie animation column, I'll just click on the column. I'll go to advanced. Under responsive, you see there are 3 options. I can simply hide it on mobile. So when we hide it on mobile, it's grayed out, and when you click on this arrow to hide the panel, that column is gone. So it's actually showing the preview, and it's telling us that that column is gone. But when I switch it back to tablet mode, we get that Lottie animation back. So that's one way to make your designs responsive, right? Just hide either a section. You can do the same with a widget. If you don't want this widget on tablet, you can click this, go to the tablet view, or click on the widget, go to responsive, and you can hide it on tablet. Let's actually change the percentages of the columns, because this column is a bit narrow. Now, how do you know if you're adjusting the value only for that device type or for all the devices? If you see an icon, that means that value is changed or applied only to that device type. If you don't see an icon like this, that means that value will be applied to all devices. As simple as that. So on tablet, I just clicked on tablet view. I'll try to change the width of the left column to 40. I'll just click on the right column. Again, change the width to 60. And now this design looks better than the one before. So that's how we make responsive. We either hide a section, column or a widget, or we try to play with the column values or the widget values. Anything with a percentage, you can play with them, you can give them different percentage values, and you can see how that looks. Right, on tablet, on mobile anyway we hit that, so we can simply update. And you have to do this for each and every page, template, anything that you create in your WordPress design using Elementor, you have to follow the same steps. Now if you think the font size is the problem, and if you're using global fonts or the font stack, well, just click on the hamburger menu, click on site settings and adjust the global fonts. Again, when I click on primary, I see the same desktop or tablet icon. I can click on tablet and change the size for tablet devices. Similarly, I can do it for mobile. And for font stack, you can actually replace all the values for mobile and tablet devices. Just replace the base size with 16 pixels and use the same font stack, use the same ratio and fill those values in here. Click on the pencil icon, you see the tablet icon. Now you can give a different size for tablet and so on. So if you think the text is too big or if the font stack is too big, you can adjust that. Click on tablet or click on mobile view and adjust the values. And that's another way you can make your website responsive. Step number 14, we'll create our website's header. And to do that, you can go to your dashboard, click on templates and click on theme builder in here, or you can hold down command key and click on E. That will open up something called Finder from anywhere within your website when you're logged in. You can do this even from the front end. So if you go to your site, this is how your visitors will actually see the site. So this is called front end. Even now, you can simply hold down command key and click on E. That opens up something called Finder. Just type theme builder or type theme and it's this one. Just click on that and it takes you to this interface that shows you all the different parts of your site. Currently, it's showing that we don't have a header, we don't have a footer, we don't have a single page post and all that stuff. I'll get to that in a bit. So let's create our header. I'll just click on plus button. And when you click on create header and click on the plus button, it gives you a ton of templates that you can already use. Just like a page template, you can use templates for your header as well. I can either click on any of the templates by clicking on insert and it will insert that design. But I plan on making it from the scratch. So I'll just click on this X button. Again, I'll just click on this plus. I'll add 3 columns. I want a logo in the first column. I want a menu, right, where users can use that to navigate through my website. And then finally, I want a button, right? So let's start with the logo. You can click and drag the site logo in here, but we don't have a site logo. So we need to configure it. And how can I do that? Well, simply click on the hamburger menu. Click on site settings and click on site identity. Upload your site logo in here. I already have something uploaded, or you can simply click on upload files, select file from your desktop and upload your logo. I'll just pick this. I'll just click on insert media. I'll do the same for favicon as well. Favicon is the thing that appears in the browser tab title. So I'll just click on that. I'll hit update. I'll just click this X button now. I'll reload this page. So we'll see how that looks like. And automatically the logo is picked. Now the logo is too big. So I'll just click on the logo, click on image size, click on custom. I'll set it to 80 by 80 pixel. I think that would be a better fit. And once you choose that, click on apply and the logo size is changed. Let's align it onto the center. Link, again, it's site URL. You can change it to anything else. If none is selected, click here, click on custom URL. And by default, site URL is selected for logo. You can leave it as is. You can click and choose to open it in new window or just leave it as is. I'll just leave it as is. Apply again. In the style tab, you can set the maximum width. Let's set it to 80. Let's also set this in pixels to 80 pixels. Let's also set the height to 80 pixels as well. That way it's consistent across all the devices. Alright. Or if you want to change it, you can give it any custom size, not a problem. Now I'll just click on the column. I think the column is taking too much space. I think 20% would be more than enough for this logo. So I just change it to 20. And you can either change it this way, or you see the dotted border. for this column and hover over the dotted border, you see this separator icon. Click and drag it, and that will also adjust the width of the column. So I'll just click on this, and also you find a new widget called nav menu. Click and drag it, and as of now we didn't create a menu, so we can actually create it. Again, hold down Command or Control and type E. That'll open Finder. Let's go back to dashboard. So I'll just type dash, and it's this dashboard. Hold down Command or Control key and click on this, and that'll open it in a new tab. You can then simply close this Finder window or hit Escape to close it. Now click on Appearance, click on Menu. Now under menu structure, we'll give it a name. I'll call it Main Menu, and we not check any of these boxes. It's not necessary. On the left hand side, on the right hand side, there's a Create Menu button. Click that, and the menu is selected or created. Now you can click on Pages. Click on View All, and it shows all the pages on our site. We can simply check box pages that we want to show in the menu. I want those 4 appearing in my header, which will be a part of my main menu. So I'll just check those 4 pages. You can also select the posts if you have any, but usually the pages are more than enough. And I'll simply click on Add to Menu. And just like that, all of them are added to the menu. You can again click on Save Menu, and that menu is saved. Now back in your header, just reload this, right click and save as draft, and reload this page, and there you have our menu. I can simply click on this menu, or I can actually click on this column. Now it's at the top vertically, and you can click on vertical align and bring it to the middle. That looks better, right? You can also click on the menu widget itself, change the navigation. I think it's good when it's spaced out. Now on the rightmost column, I can simply click on this plus button again, and I want to add a button in here, and I'll just click and drag the button, and I'll just call it join. I'll just make it full width. I'll click on this third column and change the vertical align to middle as well. So I think it all looks better now. I don't like this animation under this menu. Also, we'll change the colors of the menus a bit. I'll just click on nav menu, and down here pointer, maybe we'll just not have any pointer at all, or you can also have text based pointer. So basically text grows like that. I think that looks better, right? You can also have a sub menu indicator. Since we don't have any sub menu, you can leave it for now. You can pick the breakpoint, and you can pick the full width drop down. I'll show you that in a bit. And I'll just click on style and normal. I want the text color to be black, so that will take away all the life from it. And when I hover over something, I want my branding color, and when I'm actually active on that page, I want my primary color. Typography, again, we'll change it to text. We can also try accent in here. Even that may look, but that's too small, so we'll just go with the text typography or the text global font. So normal, we can maybe have accent color. No, I don't think accent color looks good. So we'll have the dark color, and on hover, we'll have our branding color. On the button now I'll click on the style tab of the button. I'll change the typography to text as well. I'll change the text color to white. I'll change the background color. Again, there's color. Click on the globe icon, change it to accent. That's how I like it, right? So you see the animation in action. And go back to the content of the button. If you know the link, you can just paste the link like apple.com, google.com, including the HTTP or HTTPS. Or if it's a page on your website, just type the name and there's our site. So I'll just click on privacy policy, or basically you can link any page. You can click on the settings cog. You can open it in new window, or you can remove it. And you can also change the alignment of the button, but I'll just make it completely aligned. Let's make it extra small for our header. And that's pretty much it. You can change anything else that you want in here. Also on hover, maybe you can change the color to this as well. So that's our branding color or our primary global color, right? You can also have a hover animation, maybe pulse or something like that. So that animation looks better. So this is our header in action, and each of the links are actionable, and that's it. I'll just click on the section now, click on the style, click on classic background, and let's change it to maybe gray or white color. We'll have the white background for our header so that it's clear and clean. Alright, and I think I'm done with my header in here. Also, I'll click on responsive mode, click on tablet. I'll just click on the drop down menu, and you can see all of these items are positioned onto the left. So I'll go to the content tab and align all the items to the center. Right, in here there's something called align. So I'll align all the items to the center. Hamburger menu, you can choose none or anything. Toggle align, well, you can align the toggle onto the right. I think that would look better. So it looks something like that. Now go to the style tab, and under drop down, let's also have text color. Let's also change the background color and stuff like that. Now I'll change the background color to primary. I'll change the text color to white color, and I'll change hover. Again, the text color will be the same. The background color can be dark. There's no hover on mobile or tablet, but for submenus this will be applicable. Again, I'll do the same with this. Active, we'll just go with that, whatever, right? Typography, let's go with text. Scroll down, add horizontal or vertical padding. You can also change the distance of the submenu where you want it. I'll position it just below the logo so that it's not overlapping with the logo. And hopefully this will also look good on mobile devices. Now on mobile devices, it's totally messed up. On tablet, it seems fine. I'll actually position this toggle onto the left. Click on content, click on center. Right, the toggle will be on the left. On tablet it looks fine. Let's also change the toggle color. Click on toggle button. Let's change the background color to primary. Let's change to text, so that looks better. I'll click on mobile. I'll click on this column, change the width to 20%. I'll just click on this, change it to 40%. Or let's change it to 50%. This can be 40 as well. So that looks better on mobile. Again, we fix that on mobile. On tablet it looks good. On desktop it looks good. On tablet it looks good. On mobile also it looks good. You can minimize this. See that in action. So that's great. I can simply maximize the side panel, click on publish. Instead of publishing, if you click on the right arrow, you can either save it as draft and set display conditions where you want to show this header. But I'll simply hit publish, click on add condition, and by default it's entire site, and that's what I want. So I'll just click on save and closed, and that's just like that we'll see this header all across our website. Let's type our website name, and there we have our header. We have the button, we have the menu and the logo. So if I click on the logo, I'm taken back to my home page. Click on any of them, I'm taken to that page. If I click on about us page, it takes us to about. Click on logo again, it takes us to our home page, and that's really neat, right? So that's our header. Let's move on to step number 15, which is to design our footer. Also, I've redesigned the header a bit so that it includes both the branding, accent color, primary color, and also the accent color. Anyway, so how do you create or design your footer from the scratch? Hold down Command and press on E, and again search for theme builder, and it's this. You can click on that. You can go that way, or when you're on the front end of your website, which is basically typing any address of your site. If you visit your website in a browser when you're logged in, you can hover over this edit with Elementor button, and down you can see there's site settings shortcut, and there is a theme builder shortcut. Just click on theme builder. Again, it takes us, and you can click on all parts, and right now it just shows our header preview. Let's click on add new, and I want to create a footer, so I'll just pick footer, and that will take us to this interface. Now this time I'm gonna actually use a template. You can preview by clicking on the magnifying glass how the footer is gonna look like. I think I'll just go with this one. So I'll just click on insert footer. Don't worry, we'll make it our own. Again, click this image. I'll right click and remove this image. I'll just click on the plus, click and drag my site logo into this. Again, change the size to custom. 80 by 80 would be good. Click on apply and align it onto the left, I guess, or maybe right. Anything is fine. You can also use icon list widget. Click on this Facebook icon and link. You can paste in the link of your Facebook page. You can do the same for your Twitter account. You can do the same, but we'll change all of this. Right now we don't have a mailing subscription form, so we'll better change it. I'll just have a button in here. I'll remove this. I'll just click and drag a button into this. I'll align it onto this. Background type, again under color, I'll pick maybe the primary color. On hover, I just want maybe the accent color. So something like that would be definitely perfect. And you can put any link in here. Let's actually make the button small or extra small. I'll remove this divider widget. I'll just click on this text and change this to 2021 all rights reserved. So that's great. I'll click on the style tab, click on typography and change it to accent. That works better now. Click on the button again, click on style, again typography. I'll just change it to accent. So something like that. And we're pretty much done here. Let's also add a couple of links. I'll just remove this from here. I'll remove this widget as well from this column. I'll just click on plus. I just want to add a single link. So I'll just use an icon list or an icon box widget. Let's actually use icon list itself. You can click this and they're positioned horizontally. I just have one item and the item's name is privacy policy. You can pick any icon. So you can pick this lock icon. Privacy policy link, again search for privacy and it's this link. That's fine. Apply on full width. That's great. You can click on style and align it. You can stretch it or you can put it on the right. I think that would be better. You can click on icon. Again, the color should be our primary color. Hover color should be the accent color. Click on text and the typography, it should be our text or it should be accent. Let's actually change it to secondary as well. No, secondary doesn't look good. So we'll change it to text itself and I'll change the text color to our primary color, hover color to accent color. I'll actually position this image onto the left and this is our footer, total footer constructed, right? I'll just hit publish. Again, click on add condition, include entire site, click on save and closed. Now I can visit my website. There's our header at the top, scroll down and there's our footer at the bottom. Step number design is, we'll design basically our post template and our blog page template or blog page design. If you click on posts, there is a sample post. You can trash this. Let's create a new post. And just like pages, you can give it a title. So title can be anything. Once the title is completed, just hit enter and start typing. You can type any text you want. And again, once you're done with a paragraph of text, just hit enter and type another paragraph. Now, if you want another content, let's say an image, just type /, and click on image. And you can either upload the image, insert from URL or click on media library. I'll pick this, click on select, just like that the image is added. Again, once you're done, hit enter and you can start typing just like normal. So this is how you enter content in a page or in a post, right? Now to speed things up, you can actually click on each of the items and they're called blocks. And you have ton of contextual options. So you can change the alignment, give it a link, crop the image and so on, right? So you can zoom in like that and do all that contextual option for this image. You can then click on apply and those are applied. You can right click on this ellipsis button and remove this block. Like I said, these are all called blocks. Now I'll simply just paste some demo content which has text, mostly text in it, right? I'll just copy this whole thing. I'll copy and I'll just paste. You can paste text just like that. On the right hand side, you can click on post. Just like for page, you can click on post and you can change the visibility to public. Once you publish the page, it's automatically public. You can click on template and choose the template, but we'll get to that in a bit. Similarly, you can add a permalink to your post. Once you publish it, you'll be able to change the text within the permalink. You can pick categories for your page or post. You can click on add category and I'll just call this WordPress and click on add new category, right? So you can check any of the category. You can pick both of the categories. I'll just pick category WordPress. That's it. You can also pick tags for this. You can click and pick a featured image for this. And I'll just pick this image again. Click on set as featured image. You can also type in some excerpt. Excerpt is just like a summary of your article. So paste the excerpt in here. You can click on discussion. Since we turned off comments, you can allow it at per post level. You can check these boxes. And once you're done with all of these, just click on publish. Click on publish again. Now the post is live. Now when you click on a block, you can see contextual options on the floating toolbar above, or on the right hand side you can see contextual options for that particular block. You can also change the color. So I clicked on this. I can maybe pick this color for that block. Or I can actually change the background color as well. If we want, again, you can also click on custom color. You can do it per post, per paragraph, right? Again, if I want to add, I'll also clear this color out. Again, if I want to add an image after this, click on the end of the paragraph, hit enter and just type / and click on image. Again, click on media library and pick the image that you want to insert. Maybe it's this one. Just click on select and just like that, the image is selected. Again, when you click on the block, it shows some contextual options for that image. Also on the right hand side, it shows contextual options for that image. You can change the style to rounded and you can set alt text from here. You can also change the image size and all that. All this while writing a post, right? So you can update this and the post is automatically updated. Now I'll click on the dashboard. Back in the dashboard, you see something called categories. Categories are nothing but a way to organize your WordPress data. So if I click on view, even categories have a URL and you can already see that the post that we added is already present in this category, which is really nice. Also, if you want to edit a post, click on a post and click on edit. As simple. You'll not click edit with Elementor, you'll just click on edit and edit the content of the post. Now, I want to change the permalink. I can simply click on this permalink option. This is a big URL. I don't want this. I'll just give it a simple permalink of demo and you can see the URL of the post becomes digitalalgorithm.com/demo. I'll hit update. Now if I click on view, so that is the URL to actually visit this post, right? So that's how the posts work and how the whole WordPress post works. Okay. Now when you click on view, the design of the post is minimal and we don't see or we don't have much control over how it looks. And if we actually click on edit with Elementor, we can still do it. But the problem is we have to do it for every new post that we write and we'll be writing tons of posts per each week. We don't want that. So we'll use theme builder to create a design for our post. So that's how you do it by using the single post. Just click on this. That takes us to a similar interface. You can either use this or start from the scratch. Let's see if there's anything that we can make use of. Maybe this. I'll just click on insert and the preview. In the preview, I'll also click on Navigator. Click on the hero section. Click on advanced and give it a margin of 100 pixels or just remove the margin and so that it won't overlap with the header. So that's all neat. You can see that it shows the author of the post and the date when it's published. You can see the font style, the title of the post, and you can click this and this is post excerpt. right? And you can click this and you can see that this is basically the content of the post. Now we can simply customize the colors and everything else is automatically there. And I don't think they have featured image in here, so we'll include featured image as well. Again, click on widgets button, click on featured image and drag it wherever you want, and there's our featured image. Now since we can click on this featured image, click on the style tab or click on advanced, go to mask, turn a mask on, and we'll have that, or maybe we can have, so that looks better. Now let's customize each and every thing. I'll just click on this widget again, go to style, and let's change the color to accent color. There's no icon, so let's click on text. Let's change the text color to accent color, or maybe let's actually keep it at that white color itself. I'll click on typography, I'll just change it to text. I'll just click on the post title, and every new post will get this design, and all these will be changed for every new post that you create. I'll click on post title. On the left hand side it says it's post title. Click on style, click on text color, and I'll basically change it to my secondary color. I'll just click on this inner section, click on style, change the color to my primary color or whichever color is there. Again, I'll just click on this post excerpt, click on style, change the text color to text secondary, change the typography to maybe accent or something, or maybe actually keep it at text itself. Again, we'll just click on the post content widget, change the text color to white. Let's change the typography to text, and the headings style and color comes from our theme style. Since this whole thing is dark, I'll actually click this, click on advanced, scroll down to background, click on classic, click on color, and let's give it a better color, or let's actually give it a white color or something of that sort. White color doesn't look good. Let's give it a dark color then. And I think we have a problem with the font stack. Since we're using the font stack in here, also let's add a padding to this. Click on here, go to advanced, just give it a padding of 30 pixels. Now it looks good. Again, do the same for this heading as well. Click and change it to secondary color, change the typography to accent, click on this, do the same with this, text color to this, typography to text, or let's actually change it to secondary. Again, click on this, click on the section, click on the style, click on shape divider bottom, and change the color of shape divider to our primary color. Let's actually change it to our accent color, or secondary color is also fine. I think that's pretty well. I think we're done with the design of our post, right? The featured image is actually set as the background, so you can click on the section, go to style tab, and you can see that the image is, if I remove this, you can see there's an image tab. You can click on this dynamics tab button and click on featured image, and basically our featured image becomes that background image. So that's how they're doing it. I think this whole design looks pretty good. Also, I want to change the font stack. Basically, I want to change the color of H2, H1 and so on to secondary color, because since we're using it not on a dark background, our primary color doesn't look that good. So I'll just click on site settings, click on typography, and change the colors to secondary. You can see that instantly looks good. Secondary, and secondary, and this to secondary as well. I'll hit update first, click the X button. Now we're back in the interface, and I think we're ready to rock this design. I can simply hit publish, click on add condition. It'll say all singular, just click that, click on posts, and it'll automatically pick all the posts, and we want this design to be applied to all the posts. So just click on save and close, and just like that we have a post design. Now I'll just reload this page, which is the URL, and just like that this post gets that design, and it looks really dope, right? Now I just created another post in Gutenberg. So if you view that, it's this, set another featured image, also change the URL, and if I click on view post, you can see our single post design being applied to this. Also, when you click on edit post, when you hit enter and hit on this, you can click on heading, and if you want to change the heading tag, just click on this H2 and change it to H3. Or you can change the existing heading tags as well. So if I click on this, click on H2, I can change it to H4, click on this, change it to H5, and so on. I'll just update this. I'll just click on view post, scroll down, and we can see our font stack in action, right? H2, H3, H4, and so on, right? H5 and so on. So that's our font stack, and I also refined the design a bit. So this is how you design single post. In a similar fashion, we'll also design the blog page design. So hold down command and hit E, search for theme builder, click on that, click on add new, click on archive. We're going to pick a template and just change the colors and fonts. That's the easier thing to do. This would be better. I'll just click this. I'll just change the background color. Click here, change it to our primary, change this text color to secondary, and also the font to our secondary font. Or let's actually give it our the secondary color, and the font should be primary, right? All right. And you can go with a complex design. Again, I'll just click on this widget, which is archive post widget. Click on style tab, click on image, click on content, and we'll basically change the background of this. I'll just click here, click on background and give it a darker background. I'll just click on the widget again, click on content, and the color of my text will be white, or the post, let's give it a secondary color. Typography, let it be secondary itself, or let's actually change typography to our text typography. So that's looking good. Let's change the meta color to this accent color. Let's change the typography to this. Let's change the excerpt typography to this, or let's actually change it to white color. I think that looks better. And nothing found message, again we'll just go with that. I'll just click on this section, click on advanced. They have a huge margin, I don't know why. I'll just remove that, and I think this looks better, but let's add some padding into this section. I'll just click on this section. Let's add maybe around 200 pixels, or 200 is too much, maybe around 120 pixels. I'll also click on this. This is actually an archive title widget. So I'll publish this. I'll click on add condition. I'll change it to all archives, post. Now, if we go to our website and click on blog page, that will basically have this design, and there's something wrong with this. In the fallback, just put blog, click on this archive title, click on advanced, and under fallback, just put blog. And now update that. Now the blog title should be visible. Scroll down or refresh, and now it's visible, right? Now this is a blog, and these are all the posts, and click on each post, and that will be taken to that post, and that post design is applied. Now there are different kinds of archives, right? There are also category archives, as I told you. Let's actually include them in our menu. So I'll just click on menu, and you can see under the menu structure, there's something called categories. Click that. I'll select WordPress and click on add to category. I'll click on save menu. I have to actually save this menu. So this menu is saved. Now let me reload this website, and you see the archive category here. Click that category, and even that gets the design that we specified. So we just designed one archive for everything. Even for search results, this similar design will be shown, and I'm more than happy with the design. So we are done designing the blog page, the post design, and basically making all the changes. It's as simple as that. Thank you so much for watching. The next tutorials that you need to watch are how to configure SMTP so that your contact form entries are sent to your admin email address. Also, I made a tutorial on how to make a logo or design a logo from the scratch. Also, I made another tutorial on how to back up your WordPress website. All of this will be in WordPress tutorial for beginners playlist. So feel free to check out that playlist. Start with WordPress tutorial for beginners playlist and then move on to Elementor Basics and then check out other playlists on the channel. I'm pretty sure that you're going to love it, and I'll catch you in another one. Until then, peace.